Good afternoon, wherever you may be, and welcome to, I need to check, scene 5 of episode 30 of Love at First Scent with me, Persolaise, coming at you again from YouTube. Fifth day in a row. We've made it to day 5. Please do leave some comments about how you think this little experiment, for want of a better word, has gone. If you remember the idea, and I'm going to try and do this in under 15 seconds, the idea was to mark the 30th episode of Love at First Scent by doing a little mini season and splitting the 30th episode into separate mini episodes so as to do them more frequently, shorter ones. Is that less than 15 seconds? And I would love to know how you think they have gone. I'm certainly not intending to abandon the longer ones. And let me just make sure that everything is okay on the tablet. Are we good to go? Peggy says, hello, set my alarm this time. Well done. Thank you very much for tuning in. Right, we can have a little bit of a chat later and do some hellos and things, but as per usual, I want to get straight into it. And if possible, I would like to smell 3 perfumes today. Let's see if we can manage it, because we have got the brand new trilogy from Bulgari's Le Gemme range, 3 new masculines. I've got so that you know exactly what it is that we're talking about, one of the feminine bottles here. I do have to say they are stunning bottles. I don't know if you'll agree. Not that I'm madly into packaging. These samples arrived a few days ago, and I did, for no particular reason, maybe it was because it was the first one that was out of the box, I did immediately smell this one, and I was very, very taken with it, and I thought, oh, okay, these would be perfect for Love at First Scent. So I have not smelt the other 2, and I would like to do so with you now. But let's start with one that, at least in the initial stages, I did actually like. You can't see their names on them, but this one is called Falkar, or, well, yeah, I suppose it would be Falkar. We also have, you will be pleased to learn, a press release, quite a lengthy press release. I do not plan to read all of it to you. But it might be amusing. Let's see. Let me just quickly read some comments. Please, questions, comments, etc. Keep them coming. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Thank you very much to the people who've tuned in every single day to all of the 5 episodes so far. There will be one tomorrow. Tomorrow's, while we're on the subject, and tomorrow's is going to be midday UK time, which is 7 a.m. New York time, 3 p.m. Dubai time, and tomorrow, the 2 latest releases from Amouage. So you don't want to miss that one. Reza says, hello back to you as well. Vitali, great to finally catch you live. Well, you're the one who's responsible for all of this, so you should be here catching me live. You're very, very welcome, Vitali. Ashfaq says, hello back to you as well. Good evening from Indonesia, says Fahmi. Rosalie says, hello. Susie says, wow, you're really pumping out videos. I know, you're going to be sick of the sight of me. I promise. I'm not quite sure about Tuesday yet. We're definitely going to do tomorrow, Monday. Let me know if you think we should have a Tuesday one. And then we'll have a little bit of a gap. And then probably at some stage, I'll do one of the longer ones. I will, of course, tell you where things will go up on my blog, on social media channels. What did you wear earlier, says Ashfaq. What do you mean, what did I wear? You'll need to explain that one. Anyway, this is a really chunky bottle, very, very weighty bottle. Let's give it its little thumbnail moment. Finding thumbnails for these videos afterwards is really, really difficult, because I'm either kind of going, I've got my eyes closed or something. Anyway, the only distinguishing feature of this one is the different coloured cap. It doesn't even have the name on the base, or at least my bottle doesn't. You've got very discreetly there the Bulgari logo or name. Is it magnetized? Yes, it is magnetized. So, Falkar from the new Le Gemme trilogy from Bulgari. I already kind of know what to expect here, because, as I said, this is the only one that I actually smelt when the samples arrived. And, oh yes, if only you could pick this up, ladies and gents, because it is a really, really nicely done, smooth, partly animalic, but leather. Sorry, that's the word I was looking for. Well done, Persolaise. Yes, it's It's a really gorgeous suede-like leather, and leather that has got just the right amount of the kind of tanning chemicals in it, almost that kind of petroleum edge, maybe the petroleum edges of oud. It reminded me a lot, actually, of the cuir d'ange that Jean-Claude Ellena did for the Hermescence. That feeling of being both refined and yet somehow anti-establishment. You know, this is like one of those establishment figures that actually has a very strong and healthy anti-establishment streak. Sometimes it's actually easier for establishment figures to be anti-establishment because they haven't got very much to lose, I suppose. But this has got that kind of aristocratic, wealthy, old family anti-establishment feel to it, without being eccentric. You know, it's sort of very seriously anti-establishment, intellectually anti-establishment. I've no idea what Falkar is or what it's meant to mean. We'll take a look at the press release in a sec. Very, very nicely judged citrus note at the top. Try and get that right. Citrus note at the top. And I do, you know, I must confess, it did immediately make me think of adolescent years spent in the Middle East. It's got that kind of oudi, leathery vibe going on. It really, really, really feels as though it's sun-baked, this one. So this is an intellectual, wealthy, anti-establishment figure enjoying the sun in his villa in the south of France. Or maybe he wouldn't have a villa in the south of France. And I think this really is a he, somehow. Or at least the essence of a he. You know, absolutely could be worn by a woman. I mean, I don't care the fact that it's marketed at men. Maybe this one wouldn't be a villa in the south of France. Maybe this would be a villa in a less popular location. I don't know, name one. It also reminded me a bit of the leather that Jacques Cavalier did for Louis Vuitton. And I can't remember what it was called. I know it had the French word for skin in it, so I don't know whether it was called dans la peau or something along those lines. But if you look it up, you'll see which one I mean. So this one definitely got a thumbs up from me. Let's see what the other two are going to be like. We will definitely get round to smelling them. Let's take a look at the press release. One thing that's been really, really odd about these brief videos that I've done since Wednesday is that I've mostly given the stuff thumbs up. And as you know, if you've watched any of this regularly, you know, I don't hold back if I don't like something. And I'm thinking, oh, is this going to be a great big, you know, mutual appreciation exercise, these videos with me just, well, maybe not raving, but being quite positive about everything. Do check out my Blotter updates, by the way. A few hours after the live broadcast, I update the video description, which comes right under the video on YouTube. You usually have to click on, I think, see full description or something like that to see it. I give a little bit of an update on how the blotters have developed. And for instance, yesterday, one of the scents that I thought would be the one that I would like the more out of the two that I tried yesterday ended up being the one that I was maybe just slightly disappointed with as it developed. So do check out the Blotter updates. They are important because these are just first impressions, as you know. But this one is doing well. Okay, let's take a look at a few comments and let's look at press release as well. What have I missed? Oh, what did I wear earlier? Perfume, of course, says Ashfaq. What did I wear? I think yesterday, actually, I was wearing one of the ones that I tried yesterday. So check out scene 4 from yesterday, the second one that I tried in yesterday's video. Paloma says, it's been really lovely getting all these videos, so much quality information for us, it's been great. Thank you very much, and thank you for the comment that you left earlier about you know, your Sunday treat. I do appreciate that kind of feedback. It really, really means a lot to me, because you know, you sort of sit here in this spare bedroom and you think, is this worthwhile? Is anybody enjoying it? But thank you. That's really, really kind. Rezar says scent of the day is D&G Pour Homme Italy version. Okay, I'm sure you smell wonderful. Ashfaq, I'm guessing what you mean is what you're wearing is Malik Al Taif, a 40% natural rose goodness from Arige Le Doré. Very, very anti-Ifra. Well, enjoy it. Anna says, hello, so glad I caught this live. Thank you very much for tuning in, Anna. Thanks for showcasing this brand. I've always been curious about offerings other than Omnia. Yes, and it's interesting, a few days ago we did Armani Privé, and one of the people left a comment on the Armani Privé video, a very astute comment, to say that maybe one of the reasons why Armani Privé is overlooked is because we kind of don't feel overly inspired by Armani's mainstream collection. And there could be a similar kind of thing with Bulgari. Maybe the Le Gemme collection is a little bit overlooked because it kind of is. It's not very readily available, so that may be one reason why it's overlooked. But another reason also could be that some of their mainstream scents are, super commercial, super generic, not particularly distinctive. They still pay attention to their tea scents, and I love their black tea that came out a few years ago. A really, really fantastically interesting take on oud. There I'm talking about the eau parfumée au thé noir. Yeah, black. So that could be a reason why, we don't know as much about these as we ought to. So I got up to Ashfaq saying, "Oh, I enjoyed your affectionate review of Viking." Oh, don't. Please, don't. Do you know, I think that's my most watched video on YouTube, my review of that brand's Viking. Go figure. Where are we? Reza says, "Villa in the outskirts of Dubai in the sandy suburbs." Oh, as in where this anti-establishment figure would have a villa in Dubai. Oh, I don't know. I kind of see him as being a sort of European caricature who wants to enjoy the mystery of the Orient, or whatever, however he sees that part of the world. But we can go with a villa in Dubai if you like. I'm easy. Peggy says, Bulgari do men's fragrances so well. I wear the Pour Homme Extrême myself. Sadly, can't get it so easily anymore. Agreed, Peggy. But we're going back a few years, aren't we? And the original ones for men from Bulgari were really wonderful. The latest ones, maybe not so much. I think that was another affectionate review that we had on Love at First Scent a few weeks ago. But you can seek these out yourselves. Stephen says, "Hello from," is it Harbin in China? Thank you very much for tuning in, Stephen. Thank you for your helpful comments in previous days. Managed to catch you live. It is a delight to be caught, sir. Ashfaq laughing, and Stephen says again, "My favourite Bulgari was Bulgari Black." Yes, of course. Yeah, fantastic. I still have a few drops in my bottle. The new ones don't really appeal. No, I'm with you on that. Okay, let's see what the press release has to say. Reza says, "When's your birthday? We'll send you Creed and Bulgari Wood Essence." That was the one. Well done. My birthday will remain a secret for the moment, but thank you very much for the thought. Anyway, Bulgari Le Gemme, the journey continue. No, there is definitely no S there. I'm not going blind. To the journey continue. Very. This might be a good press release. I'm having tablet issues, people. Let me just reopen this app, see what's going on here. Maybe it's the Bulgari gremlins that are annoyed about the fact that I'm taking the mick out of the fact that the journey continue. No, is it going to play? Never mind. Let's start reading about the journey. What have we got? 3 new scents represent Bulgari's latest travels along the Gems Road in search of the inspiration found in precious gemstones. First launched in 2014, Bulgari's, 5 years ago almost, Le Gemme high perfumery collection marked a new chapter for Bulgari, a journey into the world of olfactory expertise driven by the same passion and artistry that is an essential element of every Bulgari creation. Fine. As rare and multifaceted as any gemstone, each Bulgari Le Gemme fragrance evokes a single jewel, okay, hence the cap. And so began the legend of the Gems Road, the origin story that traces a journey from east to west in search of the magnificent natural elements. Fine. Let's get to some actual meat. To be launched in 2019, a new trilogy of men's fragrances brings the latest expression of Bulgari Le Gemme to life. The result, once again, of an inspired collaboration between master perfumer Jacques Cavalier and Bulgari. Okay, so how does that work with the fact that Cavalier, as far as I was aware, was supposed to be exclusive to Louis Vuitton? Maybe he's allowed to carry on working for Bulgari on these because there was a prior agreement. Interesting. As with earlier collections, it draws inspiration from the Gems Road, this time following its trails across oceans to Australia for white opal, so I'm guessing that's going to be that, Brazil for falcon's eye, so that'll be the Falkar, which we've just smelt, and Madagascar for red jasper. Okay, we will try to get round to both of those. An exceptional perfumer with a visionary approach, Jacques Cavalier is impassioned by exceptional raw materials, In each scent, there is a universe created in olfactory language that is rare, sophisticated, and resonant. You know, I'm still waiting for the press release that says our perfumes are a bit average, really. Anyway, the fragrances in the new trilogy are a homage to musks. Okay, well, yeah. You'd probably say most perfumes are a homage to musks. Sensual or clean, musks shift shape to reveal the beauty of a scent's other notes, making them a precious and enduring ingredient in the olfactory world. In the new trilogy, musk defines the character of each fragrance, this typically background accord taking center stage. Okay, I'm still going with leather, but never mind. Opalon, okay, well, I won't read what the other ones are. Let me actually see what they've got to say. Oh, so a repetition of the musk thing. Let's find out about Falkar. You've all gone quiet. Falkar, there we go. Falkar draws its power from the blue-green falcon's eye of Brazil, which is said to protect travellers on their journeys. Inseparable from the majestic falcon, it is also associated with the hawk-headed Egyptian god Horus. Horus is the god of the sky and an icon of the pharaohs who are said to be Horus in human form. His symbol is an eye, and so the stone is said to extend one's vision, providing insight and keeping a safe watch over journeys near and far. Sounds quite handy. Falconry is a tradition that goes back 6,000 years in Mongolia, a tribal custom whose techniques were passed down through generations to Genghis Khan, who introduced it to the Mongol Empire. Over the what are you lolling at? Oh, Ashfaq is lolling at Razov. Don't blame me. Over the centuries, the art of falconry travelled the Gem's road, its practices adopted across cultures and countries. Falkar channels the opulence of the Middle East. Agreed. It opens with nutmeg and cinnamon top notes. Okay, yeah, that's probably true, that heated spiciness. A heart of cypriol, okay, and cypriol is used a lot in oudi compositions, and cypriol, some of you may be aware of it as papyrus. And incense, surrounded by a warm leather saffron accord, deep and opulent black musk notes. Okay, they lose me when they start colouring the musks, but never mind. And majestic oud. Agar wood, an ingredient as precious as gold. Did you know that? Is a key essence, one of the deepest scents of all. It is mystic and rich. Fine. Falkar is a sensual exploration. No, it's not essential. It's essential expression, they're saying, of masculinity with notes of leather, wood, and incense. Fine. They're calling it a black musk. Very Montal, that. Leather, agar wood. It's just... It's the sort of thing that will just immediately be finding its way into my personal collection. Persolaise's personal collection. As the Tiwa says, greetings from Miami. Oh, thank you very much. Is Miami in the same time zone as New York, I suppose? Or are you a little bit... It's going to be pretty early there still, so thank you very much for tuning in on this Sunday morning. Much appreciated. Let's do another one. Let's go white, shall we? So this is Opalon. Am I right? Yes, Opalon. What do they say? That this was inspired by an Australian? 9:18 a.m. Ah, okay. Oh no, sorry, I forgot what time it is over here. I thought I was doing another one of those midday ones. It's 2 p.m. here already, isn't it? Mind you, still pretty early for a Sunday. Okay, Opalon from... no, let's do the little pose. You need a good thumbnail, Persolaise. Smile. Opalon from Bulgari Le Gemme. Not being a presentation freak, as you can tell, I haven't done a big thing about the bottles and the packaging, but it is pretty cool. And inside this, you get a very elegant bottle and a little booklet to tell you about the collection. It is all top-notch stuff, which is what you would expect for something that, you know, in the UK is sold in the top floor of Harrods, etc., etc. Now this is already wafting some very serious freshness, quite different from what we've had so far. Almost cucumbery, marine-y, ozone-y. Maybe not even necessarily in a terribly good way so far. Okay, I'm kind of getting... Oh, and Lynn Smell says, bonjour from Poitiers today. Ooh, you get around, Lynn Smell. Not only do you smell, but you travel. Poitiers, I'm sure I've been there. And I was thinking, and I'm sure I liked it, but I tend to like most places in France, so yeah, Poitiers. I'll have to look at my travel diaries. Anyway, this is okay. This does not so far feel particularly rich and opulent. Is it just me? But if I were to buy something like this and pay quite a lot of money, I think we're talking about the £200 price bracket for these. In this very serious weighty bottle, and then if what emerged is a kind of light citrusy scent, I think I might be a little bit disappointed. This isn't doing very much at the moment. I mean, it's not offensive. I'm not about to go into a Creed rant. But things that are overly watery and saline, I think that's the cucumbery feel, which then maybe just starts tying in a little bit with violet leaf. Let's see what they say about it. Is this going to be our first disappointment? I think that's pretty much might be disappointing, but it could reveal incredible facets as it develops on the blotter. Opalon is inspired by the Australian white opal, a stone known for its luster and a symbol of purity, wisdom and fortune that once adorned the crowns of kings and emperors. Born of the sea, okay, here we go. White opal first appeared in Australia when the oceans parted some 150 million years ago. Do we know that for a fact? An earthbound rainbow shimmering in the sandstone caves that emerged from the water. For the Aborigines, the opal conjured a world of dreams. For the ancient Greeks, opal was created by Zeus's tears of joy upon defeating the Titans. In Roman antiquity, the opal was a bearer of good fortune and associated with Cupid, the god of love. To master perfumer Jacques Cavalier, Opalon is the scent of a summer morning in Rome, with the light shining on its squares and fountains, the whole city imbued with the freshness of the day. Yeah, but maybe not terribly convincingly so. The fragrance opens with neroli, really? And ginger top notes. It doesn't fizz like you'd want ginger to fizz. Bright and delicate, light and fresh. As it blooms, it reveals a heart of Indian lemongrass, okay, that's the citrusy aspect, and geranium, an Eastern-influenced blend with a touch of citrus and fascinating depth. No, I am not fascinated by the depth of this. Its base notes layer white musk and deep ambergris accords, a prized ingredient since the 13th century, ambergris, blah-de-blah-de-blah. So, yeah, they're basically saying it's neroli, ambergris, white musk with this lemongrass geranium heart. It is perfectly pleasant, and if it was something that you could pick up for, £40 in a shop to which you don't have to travel very far, assuming you don't live in Knightsbridge, then it would be fine. But no. I've been missing some comments. Razar says, I've not tried this collection except for the amber one for men. I like the feminine bottles better. Yes, these bottles, I think they've kind of gone for like, guys need chunky stuff. But these bottles are smarter, and I love how they taper down to that. I know, I suppose it's meant to be like a very slim feminine waist, so we'll kind of leave the potential sexism of the bottle aside, but it is a stunning design. Benjamin says, great collection. Will you be reviewing the Amouage portrayal soon? Yes, very soon. I will do it tomorrow. Okay? Tomorrow midday UK time. Ashfaq says, I tried the line at Dubai Duty Free, wasn't impressed. I guess these ones, right? Okay. Angeline, hello. Marine notes, eye roll. Is it just boring or actually unpleasant? Saline ozone. No, it's not unpleasant, but it is kind of boring. Yeah, and I think it's the lemongrass actually that's giving it that dewy, watery, cucumbery feel. Ashfaq says those round-shaped ones. I've lost you now. You mean those, right? Vitali, as far as press releases go, this one is not too bad. No, actually, you're right. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. I'm missing out some bits for your benefit. And Lynn says, that's a really disappointing face you're showing. Too expensive for pleasant. Yes, I think you're right. When you can go and like in France, for example, get a thing from Roger Gallet that would probably be a fraction of the price of this, or Yves Rocher. Yves Rocher have perfectly respectable scents that would do the job. If we can permit ourselves to talk of perfume as doing a job, you know what I mean. But I'm craving your indulgence. Let's do one more. Let me put this aside. We will go up to the half-hour mark. This is Yasep, the third of these. And by the way, in case you're wondering, for scents that are meant to be, musky, it isn't especially musky, this one. This is Yasep. So what was this meant to be? This is Jasper. Okay. What do we get from Yasep? The third of the Bulgari Le Gemmes for men. This is where people watching with subtitles are thinking, what's he doing? What's going on? I think what's bugging me already about this one is that I'm thinking it's going to go down a very, very synthetic sandalwood route, and I really, really think overusing synthetic sandalwoods is not a good idea. I'll never forget the first time I met Jean-Claude Ellen. I interviewed him and asked a few questions and about sandalwood and things like that, and I think I said something like, "Oh, I'm pretty sure that you didn't use any synthetic sandalwoods in Santal Masoya for Hermès." And he says, "No, I didn't." And I said, "I was wondering why that is." "Because they all stink," he said. Probably taking it a bit too far, but if they're overused, things like ebanol, javanol, maybe this one isn't going to go. But what else are we getting? I'm getting something. There is something that is creating an illusion of redness. So, okay, conceptually, that fits in with this particular gemstone. But again, nothing's leaping out at me. Sort of very safe woods. Not particularly distinctive, interesting, citrusy note. Maybe actually even heading into the territory of being a little bit offensive in the way that the white one wasn't. The white one's just dull, but this one, talking about ending the Sunday on a downer. But seriously, for things that cost this much, I know we shouldn't always take price into account, but it's Bulgari, it's an exclusive range, it's Jacques Cavalier. You want to be grabbed a little bit more, don't you? Ashfaq says, with that money, £200, I can too, or I can buy. There's a bit of a typo there. Francesca Bianchi or something similar. Vahush says hi, hello back. So 1 out of the 3 is okay, says Lynn. Yeah, I think we're going for 1 out of 3. But seeing as to give it its due, let's see what Yasep is meant to be. Called Yasep after its Persian name Yasp. Okay, this fragrance is inspired by the blood red jasper. A favorite through antiquity, this vibrant stone was associated with the sensuality of the Roman god Mars and symbolized blood and vitality for the ancient Egyptians. Said to be an aphrodisiac? No. Jasper hums with physical strength, stamina, and endurance. There's a tagline for Viagra if there ever. A dynamic stone with a distinctly masculine energy. With its noble origins, Yasep is an expression of culture transformed into a fragrance. An expression of culture transformed into a fragrance. Bold claim. At its center is a soul of creamy sandalwood. No, the one thing that synthetic sandalwoods are not is creamy. They are really crass and crude, whose warmth and strength exude an eternality. What were you saying about the press release, Vitali? That feels as essential as the elements. A nourishing wood originally found in India, sandalwood is one of the most traditional and expensive ingredients in perfumery, equal parts milky and woody. It carries a lot of emotion. Sometimes it's sad. Sometimes it's angry. Carries a lot of emotion. Here it is combined with cedarwood and grounded with base notes of amyris, otherwise known as cheap sandalwood, and vetiver. Full of fire, Yasep is disruptive and daring. It is so not disruptive and daring. With woody, musky accord gathering around a core of pure incandescent heat. The slow burn of its sandalwood and musk are electrified with a single shock of spicy Sichuan pepper and a flicker of brightness from Sicilian mandarin. When Jacques Cavalier set out to translate the fiery heat of jasper into a scent, he knew it had to have a burst of heat to expose the true nature of red jasper. You can see him going, I know it needs, I tell you I know. And he found that spark in the Sichuan pepper. It is the dialogue between rich sandalwood and the pepper that makes this scent so intriguing and utterly unique. To which I think I will only say I don't really agree. Notes: Sichuan pepper, Sicilian mandarin, sandalwood, cedarwood. Okay, so I was right to think it's trying to do a sandalwood thing. I will try these on skin. Woody notes do need to have the canvas of skin in order to fully unfurl. So maybe I'm being unfair to these, but you know, this is love at first scent, and at the moment it's not love at first scent at all. Let's have a quick flick through them again, and then I will leave you in peace. Gosh, this one's gone over half an hour, but it is 3 perfumes, so... Oh, that opal one now. No. No, 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 no. Okay, it's starting to actually get a bit unpleasant now. The leather one I love. The leather one I really, really love. Just nice touch of animalic notes, but still refined. And the... What was it? What's it called? Yasep. It's got a weird fruity edge as well, the so-called sandalwoody one. Okay, so, as Lynn said, 1 out of 3 isn't bad. Anne says, nourishing again, yes. Vitali, they were probably written by very different people, these texts. Do you mean like 3 different people? That is possible, I suppose. It is possible. And Reza says, does it smell of oysters? No. Do you mean the first one? No, actually none of them smells of oysters. So, you have probably about 4 seconds left to ask me any questions. Vahush says, well, jasp is the Arabic version of the Persian word yashm, the green stone. Except it's the red stone here, so go figure. Somebody needs to contact their research department. Tomorrow, midday UK time, 7 a.m. New York time, 3 p.m. Dubai time, we will be looking at the new duo from Amouage. It's called Portrayal. I do like the names that Amouage choose for their perfumes more often than not. I think Portrayal is a great name for a perfume, but we'll talk about that tomorrow. Blotter update coming soon. Thank you, Persolaise, says Lynn Smells. De rien. Enjoy your time in Poitiers. And yes, I think all the